Welcome back to Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, and that show's Jeff.
What up, Mark? How we doing today?
It's another great day here in the House of Draft. I got
With the black pearl behind you?
Yeah, well, you can't really see it on camera. I'm gonna move my camera real quick. There it is, the Black Pearl with the Pirates of the Caribbean movie poster behind it. It is glorious, and it should be because it was damn expensive.
Yeah. We've never watched the first Pirates movie for this. I don't really like the other ones, but I really enjoyed the first pirate film.
Welcome to fit it into a theme.
We'll figure it out. We'll find it.
But speaking of themes, Jeff, tell the listeners what the theme is this month, what we watched this week.
This month's theme is Family Matters. That's movies starring blood relatives. All right. And so this time we watched The Kill Room starring Uma Thurman, Joe Manganiello, Samuel Jackson, and the tie-in here is Maya Hawke as Grace, who is Uma Thurman's daughter.
Yes.
Who was in two scenes of this
movie. I felt real bad after watching this movie, and I was like, damn it. Again.
While watching it, I didn't even think about the theme. This is me really realizing it right now that Maya Hawke was barely in the movie because I don't know. I just watched the movie as is, theme not in my brain. And just now as I'm like, oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
She's got more screen time than Tom Hanks did, though.
For sure. But it's still not much. She is not a starring actor in this movie. So I never heard of this movie, and doing research for the theme came across this movie. And
it is hard when you've never seen the movie to know for sure.
Right. Yes. And I'd never seen The Great Buck Howard, never saw this one.
Well,
so
I wish I had never seen it.
You talking about The Great Buck Howard, or you talking about this one?
Correct. Buck Howard. Oh, this is way better than Buck Howard. Not even close.
So like, we all know Uma Thurman. We all know Samuel Jackson. Joe Manganiello.
One of the most handsome people on the planet.
Sure, but he's lesser known. I mean, he's always popping up in things, but he's never the star, right?
Did you see the last Pee-wee film, the Netflix direct?
No.
Pee-wee. It was in that. And he's really good. I think he's a really funny guy. I think he's really talented. And he looks like $1 million, so.
Yeah. No, I don't dislike him as an actor. I just, I guess what the things that stand out most about his career to me is that he was, what was he? Deadshot in one of the Deathstroke in
he had one scene as Deathstroke and you never saw him again.
He just like he pops up in things and you're like, oh yeah, that guy. And he was in what's that Magic Mike movie?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Big Dick Ritchie. Okay. He played himself. Oh, we could have done the Pee-wee movie because he plays himself in that film.
If only we had known. So yeah,
maybe, I'll have to look for when we go to anniversary month. Maybe I can.
I'd never seen this movie. I never heard of it. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like this one at all.
Really?
Yeah.
So real quick, Buck Howard or this? Which one's better?
I would watch Buck Howard again than this.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not feel that way.
Yeah. I'll tell you my major dislikes about this movie.
I'm here. I'm here to support you.
Uma Thurman was terrible. Terrible in this role. At times her act, she just seemed disinterested in the part that she was playing, and then other times she would really sell a scene, and I'm just like, why are we getting such a disjointed performance from Uma Thurman?
I can say that Uma Thurman's character reminded me of Buck Howard in the fact that I did not like the character.
Okay.
I'm not putting it on Uma specifically. I really did not like the character. I didn't like how she was so detached from reality, that she would not accept criticism. She always had to be sort of, what's the term when someone has always got to be the opposite of what you say? There's a term for it.
Contrarian.
Contrarian. She always had to be contrarian, and her motivations, while clear, were not noble. And I felt like that made her an unlikable character. And being that she is the main character, that hurt the movie to me. Like,
Yeah.
I really, same thing with Buck Howard. I really didn't like Malkovich's Buck Howard, and it took me out of the movie.
Yeah. In the plot of this movie is that Patrice runs Uma Thurman's character Patrice runs a local art gallery, and she's approached by Samuel L. Jackson, or she owes some money to some drug
She's
dealers.
a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Right. So she owes creditors, and her gallery is falling apart and
Right.
sinking, and she doesn't have the money to promote her artist. So one thing this movie did was teach me a bit about the art world and how it works. Like that the galleries host the artists, and then, that sort of the way art gets, sold. And I feel like the movie did also give me this really great sense of, like, sometimes art is creating that forced scarcity, which,
Yeah.
like, video game manufacturers have done. Like Nintendo is known for creating forced scarcity, like by not making enough to meet the demand they know is going to be there, to drive up scarcity. And I think that that's what she does here with the art in this movie. Is she creates a character, drives up scarcity, and has found, in a lot of ways, a legal way to make a lot of money by accident.
Right. But she agrees to. Well, at first she agrees to launder money.
For what she thinks
Right.
is a drug dealing
Right.
cartel. Or like, yeah.
And so, and it's in this quest to launder money through her gallery that Joe Manganiello, yeah,
Manganiello. I think it's Manganiello.
that's weird. We're just call him Joe, but
Character name is Reggie.
that's where she meets Reggie, who Samuel L. Jackson tells, he's part of this crew, and Samuel L. Jackson's character tells him, hey, just, paint something that's shitty and she'll call it art, and we'll sell it, and we'll launder money through the fabrication of
all
art,
they need
right?
to do is sell the art. And this movie also helped me understand money laundering a little better. Like, I didn't quite get how it works, but the fact that they sell this shitty art through there, and I don't know that I still know how it works. Now I'm trying to explain it, but it made sense when I was watching it.
So what you do is that essentially the money laundering is feeding extra money through a legitimate business, and the extra money is the commission or surcharge or whatever the business puts on top of the product, and then the money is going through it. So that way it's it's called washing, right?
Right. They can say so. What they did is, okay, so they created a piece of art which they then sold
Right.
to Uma Thurman, who paid with money that they had already given her,
Right.
and that would clean it. But then how does Uma Thurman have clean money that she spent?
So she made the first one that he made, she sold for some crazy amount of money. And I forget what the the amount was, but she essentially sells
50 grand, something.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And so that's the launder. So really, they're not laundering money per se, is because like halfway through, not even halfway through, the idea is to launder money, but then she starts selling the artwork legitimately.
Right.
And so the kind of the money laundering scheme just goes by the wayside, and she's making legitimate money selling Reggie's artwork. And so the whole like kind of subplot of Reggie being this like discovered artist and always, like, this is my form of expression, and I'm the bag man, and I thought that was just kind of like meh. I didn't really need that subplot of Reggie kind of finding his purpose, maybe
his inner artist,
right? But I did like Joe Manganiello. Manganiello.
He's a big cup of Mangello, if you know what I mean.
I did like his performance as Reggie.
I love him. He's awesome.
I just thought it was kind of what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the word, but where vulnerable. He was kind of, and I hadn't really seen him in that type of role. I mean, mostly every time we see him in roles, he's the big action dude. Magic Mike was kind of different, but he was still buff, big dude.
Had his dick out apparently, according to the name. I don't know if he did. But
no, I don't think there were any dicks in Magic Mike.
Big Dickelodeon.
Big Dickelodeon. That's a hell of a stripper name. Big Dickelodeon. Anyways, I'm just thinking of like some gay porn site called Big Dickelodeon, and it's just like
we could start it.
Fan fiction of other Nickelodeon characters. But
okay, no, I'm out.
anyways, I might edit that part out. I don't know. But no, I mean, I really liked his performance here, and I just did not like Uma Thurman's character, and I didn't like her performance as a character. Mm-hmm. Like I think of other characters in other films like this that occupy like an art space character. You think of Meryl Streep's character in The Devil Wears
Prada,
right? Who is very unlikable, but you kind of come around on her at different times. Nowhere near as like lighthearted as Uma Thurman's character is in this movie. But I just like Uma Thurman's a really good actress, and I just at times in this movie, I mean, she's just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, collecting this paycheck. And then at other times, she's kind of hamming it up, and I'm just like, I wish we got a consistent, performance from her. And I also didn't like Samuel L. Jackson here in this. I don't know why he was in this movie.
He was Samuel Jackson. All he did was play Samuel Jackson.
No. He played the Capital One Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
He wasn't crazy bug-eyed Samuel L. Jackson.
No, because there's the scene where he's trying to get Reggie to paint, and he's like, paint something. He said, motherfucker, paint something, and that was very Samuel L. Jackson. He has never done that on Capital One.
That's true. He has never said fuck in a commercial before. But I just, there's just, at times I'm just like, why are these actors in this movie? It's because
they got paid to do it.
Yeah, but like this was I never heard this movie. I'm pretty up on like Samuel L. Jackson's career, and like his stuff is kind of appointment viewing, and like this was I mean, so far under my radar.
Check this out. So budget 6.5 million
Yeah, and that all went to
estimated,
Samuel L. Jackson.
probably. Guess the gross for US.
A couple million, 2 million.
139,000.
Ooh, yeah.
That is a nuclear bomb.
Well, and like, where did this movie get released? It didn't get a wide release at all.
Well, it got worldwide it made just under 1 million.
Right.
This is a sh-
I
this
mean,
is the longest
like,
shit when it
I don't
comes
even
to
know if is it available on streaming? I don't even know.
it looks
Like,
like you could Prime Video. It's on
yeah,
Plex and Pluto if you wanted to do one of the free
yeah.
services.
So it's like, I mean, a streaming service didn't even like this wasn't something like they were like banging down the doors to get on their service. And like, I don't even know what this Fossum is. What happens to that?
I think I signed up for it one time because they had a movie we did for an episode, and I used the free week of it to
Yeah.
watch whatever that movie was.
Yeah. Amazon makes it so hard to unsubscribe to those things too.
You really have to dig.
It's wild. That's why I hate doing that on Amazon.
Not anymore, my friend.
Right. I just like this movie is such a weird. I did like that. It did. Kind of shed light on the art world a little bit, and like you said, it's and it is entertaining. Just because there's so many different things going on, and like, you got the mob who, Reggie's character owes, and he's in for life, him and Samuel L. Jackson,
And then you get to hear the whole we need to do a red folder or red file maybe.
yeah,
So the whole thing is that Joe wants to get out of the game, and they're like, "No, you're ours for life." And he's like, "Well, what if I give you a red folder, a red file, which is killing someone who is deemed untouchable?" They give the example of the Pope, right? Like that would be a tough mark to get. And so, but this is actually kind of where I kind of get on board with Uma Thurman's character is when she is like, oh, because of her connections in the art world, she can get to some of these big name people. And she's able to deliver this Russian mobster guy
yeah,
because of his love of art and the fact that they have Bagman, who is Joe Manganiello,
yep,
and that sets her up. So she kind of gets a level of confidence here at the end of the movie that makes her a better character. Where she's able to deliver on these things and almost become assimilated into the mob life. Like she starts running things and giving herself safety nets and shows her level of intelligence when she starts planning this with Joe and Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah.
And about that time, that's when I started thinking, okay, this character's not so bad now.
The Google says you pronounce Joe's name Manganiello.
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 I'm gonna call him Mangello still because
That's so much easier. Why is his name
he's just a
spelled
big
weird?
hunk of massive Mangello. I'm telling you, it works.
Yeah. I mean, it's the motivations behind Uma Thurman's character were okay to me, and I was like, but also like, she at the beginning of the movie she's snorting Adderall, and like I kind of expected her to be this off the wall character throughout, right? But because that first scene we see her, she's like very eccentric and she's all over the place and she's snorting the Adderall, and the assistant comes in or whatever, and she's like, "What? It's just Adderall." And like I was like, "Oh, if we're gonna get that type of character throughout the entire movie, I'm on board. I'm good with it. It's because Uma Thurman's kind of that type of actress where she can play those types of characters. We've seen her do it before, and she does a really good job with it. I just like at different times, and my wife even said to me, she's like, why is her acting so bad in that scene? I was like, I don't know. But then like another scene would come up, and like she would actually give a good scene, and I'd turn to my wife and I'd be like, well, that scene was pretty good, and she goes, yeah, that's frustrating. And it is frustrating. And then, we've seen movies like that from performances like that in different movies, but for her being the main character in this movie and the star, it really derailed the movie for me, is because I did like Joe Manganiello's character.
Manganiello.
I did like his character, and I liked his performance. And I thought the story was okay. You're right. Laundering money through an art gallery where the artist turns out to be an actual artist and people like his work. But that's another thing, is that like it was also like the movie was also poo-pooing on art in itself, right? Because like a lot of the dialogue from the art, the higher ups in the art world were like, oh, this painting is so rudimentary, but it just draws me. And it's like, are you saying that like art is kind of dumb in itself, and that like we just like the people that like art or go to art galleries or whatever, they're just pretending? Like, I mean, yes. There was a mix. There was, but
yes, that's part of the thrill of this movie is seeing like. Now, granted, they sort of.
But there are people in the world that actually like art, right? They like physical art. They like they like to go to galleries. They like to learn about art, and that's the beauty of art, is that it is very subjective. And me and you could do we could paint something, and it could look like absolute garbage, and we think it's art, and somebody out there would buy it because they also think it's art. And I just felt like the movie, it was kind of weird that the movie was shitting on art in of itself.
I don't know. I think like because they came around where it turned out that maybe Joe Manganiello, I said it right, is actually a good artist, that because at first I thought like they initially were like, this looks like shit. And yet, because it sold for a lot of money, people are like, well, that fear of missing out was creeping in. They're like, well, there's something I'm not seeing, and I can't. It's basically the Emperor's New Clothes, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's something I'm missing, so I better say that I get it.
The Emperor's New Groove. Now that's a movie.
That is a movie. It's a fantastic film.
It's a fantastic film. No, I mean, and then I also didn't like the ending, the final art piece from the Bagman, where it's now he's doing kind of what is it, life art? I don't even know
performance
what
art.
Performance art, right? Whereas everything we had seen from the artist, the Reggie the artist, was just visual, and then like everybody watched him murder this guy, and they're just like, and that's very satirical look at art, right? Is that people are willing to just view anything and be like, oh, that's art.
They weren't. So they sort of try to establish that maybe my printer's going off.
Oh God!
Doesn't seem to be picked up by the mic. Hold up.
Oh God!
Oh no, it is. It's picked up by the mic. There it goes.
What is it printing?
I don't know. My wife's printing something.
Oh God. Anyways,
yeah, I forgot what I was saying now because I'm fully distracted. You talk. I'm gonna mute.
No, the visual, the ending of the movie where Reggie, like Uma Thurman sets up this meeting with the Russian guy who is deemed untouchable, and the whole plan is that Reggie's going to kill him and then get out of the game, and they do so by putting on this performance art where he kills the guy with a bag, right? Fitting for his name, Bagman. But it's not believable, is because this, all we ever saw from him was the visual art aspect of his budding artistry, and for him to jump from visual art where he's only painted like 4 or 5 paintings, right? And then he announces, I'm retiring. Major red flag, by the way. I'm retiring after only 6 paintings. Why is this painting? And like everybody's talking, why are these paintings so expensive? Blah blah blah.
Scarcity, man.
Yeah, right. But this movie, honestly, with Joe Manganiello's performance, I would have liked this movie more if it was a rom-com with Uma Thurman as the other piece, right?
Still getting murder.
I could have done without the murder though. Like,
so it would be, if you just like this better if it was a completely different film.
with
you want a new genre, you want new things to happen.
Yes,
you
want
you want a different movie
characters
just starring Uma Thurman and Manganiello.
Yeah, I mean you can keep the murder in it and kind of make it comedy-esque. Where it's funny that, hey, this is a an assassin, a hitman that goes by the name the Bagman, and he's also like he twilights as an artist, and like Uma Thurman runs an art gallery, and like Reggie comes into the art gallery to pitch his art to Uma Thurman, and they fall in love, and then she finds out that he's the Bagman, and then she's got to like help him get out of this jam. And I really feel like this movie with these characters would have worked better as a rom-com. Not maybe a dramedy. I mean, I like, but I
think maybe what you do is you take this movie, you put it in a bucket, and you don't try to fix it. I think that's the best use of your time and effort.
Right? You are likely correct. There's cool concepts in this movie. I just think that the execution behind putting it all together just missed. But it's not completely unwatchable, and at the end of the day, the best thing about this movie, and like we always say, it's an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, beautiful.
Hour and a half,
brisk run time. I wasn't bored. My printer is still going, but I was fine with this, but certainly not something I would recommend. Like, don't go out of your way to see it, but it was fine. It's hilarious that it bombed so bad, though.
Which it kind of surprises me, but doesn't surprise me, is because all these actors in this movie, their time in Hollywood has probably sailed, right? And this probably
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, but I mean, even Samuel Jackson is not as popular as he was.
About that, I don't know about that.
I mean,
you had just said moments ago that his movies are appointment viewing.
Right. Well, I said his. Yes, I did say that. But that.
Yes, I know you did.
By
you
me,
had it recorded. Don't try to fancily edit it.
but they're appointment viewing by me. But like, I don't know. I mean, we're not getting Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson in his heyday, right?
What a miscast.
It was a miscast, but he was cast in that movie because he was one of the biggest stars.
Because
in
he's
Hollywood.
Samuel fucking Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not getting cast in some big budget blockbuster, and today, like he wouldn't be the star of some franchise now. And honestly, he was probably the most likable character in the prequel Star Wars prequel movies.
I think Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan was
Yeah.
the
Young,
best.
but young Obi-Wan, like, I don't know. Episode 1 Obi-Wan was kind of the.
Oh, why are we talking about that shit?
Anyways,
This movie
so
sucked.
you don't recommend the
No,
Kill
I don't
Room?
recommend
Okay.
it. It's not worth. It's fine, but it's not worth going out of your way to watch. You're not going to leave the movie being like, hell yeah, I'm glad I did that.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to recommend it either. I do think that had we not watched this for the podcast, and it had popped up as a new movie on Netflix, I probably would have given it a go that way. Just a random Wednesday night, just looking for something to watch. I probably, if it had been prominently done, like displayed on a streaming service that I'm always on, which is Netflix is one of them, I probably would have said, "Oh, I've never heard of this movie," seen who's in it, and probably put it on. It's because the trailer is probably pretty good to it. So, but yeah, long story short, I don't recommend it either.
Yeah.
Jeff, what are we watching next week?
Next week we're going back in time, as I am wont to do,
Yeah.
to watch a movie that hopefully has two related people in the same film for more than just a few scenes, which I think is going to be the case.
Well,
We're going to watch.
you did Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen, and I'm pretty sure doesn't Emilio Estevez make an appearance?
I don't know that he's in this. There were several Emilio films because I'm an Emilio Estevez fan. Like, I like Emilio, and
I mean,
I
Mighty
thought
Ducks,
about
come
doing
on.
Men at Work and what's that?
The Mighty Ducks. I mean, wasn't that Estevez?
Yes,
Yeah.
not one of my favorites, but my favorite Emilio Estevez movie is Loaded Weapon 1, which I recommend for fans of slapstick, which you're not, so don't watch it. But we're going to watch Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen star alongside Michael Douglas and Daryl Hannah in the film Wall Street, which runs for 2 hours. That's my bad, but at least it's not 2.5 hours or 3 hours.
It's true. It's not. I've seen it. It's been a long time
You've
since
seen
I've
the original Wall Street?
I have. But it's been a long
I
time.
was a teeny tiny kid when I remember my sister watching it and me being like, this looks like the most boring thing of all time.
I mean, it is an Oliver Stone movie, so
Yeah, we watched Born on the 4th of July for
we
this
did.
pod.
Yeah, and it was good.
Yay.
But anytime you watch an Oliver Stone movie, you're probably there for at least 2.5 hours. So that you probably got the shortest Oliver Stone movie here.
I might have done it. I might have done it.
But what else you can do, if you listen here on the podcast, is or watching on our YouTube channel, is hit the subscribe button when it pops up, so you don't miss any future content right here on our channel. And if you want to follow the podcast on all your favorite social media platforms, we're at Movie Draft House. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. Jeff, tell them where they can find you.
I am on the worldwide internet. You can find my other podcast. It's called Chronologically. You can go to chronologically.net or just search in your favorite podcast app. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't really do anything on the internet.
Nah. The internet's not a good place to be.
At times. Certainly at times.
It's a wild world we live in, and it's governed by the internet, which is makes it even more wild. So
yes.
Anyways, Jeff, any last words?
No. We'll see you next week.